Is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It has been a crazy TcgPlayer week. I'm in the middle of finishing a couple of orders here. This is our weekly TcgPlayer sales update. We have had, this is round 2. I would say this is probably about 40-ish orders. I got an RI getting ready to ship. Got one more to pack. The Marvel Jumpstart. Holy hell. Has that been cooking? I've been cooking with gas on that. Has lost some value over the last couple days, as anything does. You know, when it has a lot of value and a lot of people start opening it, it does go down. So that's kind of where some of the danger can be when it comes to doing mass box openings, but it's why we're indirect. That's why I want to do it. Are we doing it optimally? No, but we're doing it well enough to where we can make a little money and keep on growing. So I'm going to go into detail about the box opening of that, how far we're going to take it, what we're opening next. Then we're going to go into the computer room, look at the sales, which you wait for that. It's pretty dope. But if you haven't been here before, my name is Bronzgod, and I sell trading cards on TcgPlayer and eBay. We've been averaging about $40,000 a year in sales, mostly in bulk. We are looking to exceed that by the end of the year. In addition, we have 2 other channels, one for gaming, one for weight loss. Those are both links in the description if you want to check those out. And we have a growing list of affiliate codes, so feel free to check those out as well. You can save a little money, I can make a little money, and everything will go, we both win. We both win. So finally got the beginner boxes, getting ready to get out of here. My apartment limits 2 bags of trash a day because it's concierge. I just chuck it out my door and then they take it for me. But they limit how much I can do. So I've had to put like 8 or 10 in a garbage bag and let them go. Anyway, Marvel Jumpstart. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, it was at around $300 to $330 of EV per box on average. It is now down $100. It's about $230 per box on average. And as usual, the mass box openings, the more you open, the closer to that middle point it gets. It's still crazy profitable at that mark. And even with being on direct and 30% fees, if I have a $230 box, we'll just call it 240 to make the math simple. That's 80, 80, 80. So 80% gone, 160 bucks. I paid $105 for the box. It's an average profit of about $55 per box. We bought 18 boxes, so we're still looking at about $600 to $800 with what we already have left. We've already sold most of the bigger hits. Some of the cards that we did have sold have gone down, but we've gone through a lot of the bigger stuff. And that is why I went this route with TcgPlayer. We're going to show off how to pack an RI and some of the value of some of the RI cards in a video in the future. But the whole goal with direct is do an unboxing if it makes sense, sell all the big cards right away, get the money back, pay off whatever little loan that we had to pay off, and go from there. And this might be a cherry picked scenario where this is working as good as I thought, but this is how it works because we've got our money back. We have our money back. And in 2 weeks, we're going to have it, and it'll be a week before the first bill's due, and then we can pay that whole thing off and do another one. In the meantime, we might be doing some pickups of some Pokemon sealed. I might try to snag a few collections if I can find any that are good. I actually have a bulk collection to pick up for Pokemon this weekend, and they're throwing in a little bit of One Piece and some other random stuff. So definitely have some things in the works. The TcgPlayer road is a long one. It is not for everybody. It is not for the faint of heart. When you are selling cards on TcgPlayer, whether it's on direct and you're making 20 cents for a floor, or on your own and you have your floor set price at 15 to 25 cents, yes, some of these cards you can make more, but you have to weigh, do you want the velocity or do you want the liquidity? And you know, it's the one thing I've always struggled with TcgPlayer is the time it takes to put other things where they need to be. So I have been just kind of putting everything on TcgPlayer, but as we do future openings, We're probably gonna get a little more selective with where we put certain things, but that's okay. The most important thing is we list it. You're never gonna have every dollar, every penny out of every card. So you put what you can, where you can, make what you can, get your money back as fast as possible, wash, rinse, repeat. And no TcgPlayer isn't for everybody, especially when it comes to that. But now that we're getting even further and further into what we know and how we got to where we are, we're fully embracing the direct side of things. We did make some pretty good progress. So we've got Phantasmal Flames, Mega Evolutions, Chaos Rising, Ascended Heroes in perfect order. Those are all sorted, ready to go. A lot of those things have sold on direct. Granted, so this last RI, that return invoice in that bag, it was about 1,000 cards, and I want to say like 700 of them were Pokemon. Of those 700, I'd say 500, 450 to 500 were reverses and holo rares, but still, a lot of regular stuff sold. And yes, it might be faster to liquid, sift, get some value, and then move the bulk on to the next person. But as we've discussed before, as I change my shoulder's getting tired. As we discussed before, I don't mind letting these things sit, liquidate them at a future date. I want to give everybody a fair chance to sell, and then we just have one big liquidation event. Kind of like an ice age every 6 months. Just kind of liquidate everything, maybe delete the inventory and inventory again. I don't know. There's still ways to go about it and other ways to think about and curate that a little more. But we're doing pretty solid on the TcgPlayer side of things. Way better than eBay right now. But that's probably just more summer stuff. But let's get into the computer room. I'm going to show you some sales reports, show you some payments, show you some of the orders that we've been getting, and how liquid this Marvel Jumpstart has been. It might be worth giving it a shot for you guys still too, even at the decreased value per box. So let's get in there and we'll go over it. Alrighty guys, so we have an inventory total of just under 76,000 total cards listed, 75,989 cards. We were at around 71,000 last week, so we were up 5,000 cards. Most of that, if not all of that, is Marvel Jumpstart. There was some Pokemon in there as well. Again, we're doing pretty good with that. We're going to show that off in a little bit here. We are trying to average about 5,000 to 10,000 cards a week. So, we're right on track for that. We probably listed about 2,000 or 3,000 more than that. I think we were at the 76, 77 mark, but we sold through a lot of Marvel Jumpstart and other stuff because, as you know, the more and more stuff you have listed, the more and more stuff will sell along with the bigger cards. Let's go over to the payment tab here. I want to show that off. So we just got this $694 payment. This adjustment is because that was from a return invoice. So we had 1 or 2 mistakes, not too bad. But as you can see here, the pending total for the next 2 weeks is $2,252. That's this one here and this one here. So this is what we did in the last, week, 5 days, $1,960. Why that's important? As we were talking about before with box openings, when you're getting into doing mass openings, whether you do it, place every card in its right spot, or you just dump it all on TcgPlayer and you just liquidate it all as fast as possible. The name of the game is getting your money back as fast as possible. You want the initial investment back, so that way if you are doing any kind of leveraging, you can pay it off right away and do the next one. Our total was about, I want to say it was like $1,987 was the total for the order. And that's the money back right there in a week and a half. Now, it is direct, so the velocity on it was a little crazy. And as you can see with the fees, that is a lot of fees, but that we're sitting right at around 30% there in total, which is like for direct, that's where we want to be. There are some weeks where it inches to 40, 44%, but that's more when the return invoices are a lot of floor price cards. The more 20 cent, 40 cent cards that sell, that's going to drive the fee percentage higher. That's why I don't really worry about it too much. But in the grand scheme of things, once you start doing stuff with bigger cards, it brings this percentage down to around 30, 28, 32%. So if you're hovering in around there with direct, you're doing good. In addition, they did change the direct fee structure a few weeks ago. So a lot of these bigger cards that we open, like your Ultrons, your Dr. Dooms, the Vision and Scarlet Witch, or the Scarlet Witch and Vision, whatever the name of the card is, these $30, $40, $50 cards, they have like 8% fees, 9% fees on them. So it all balances out. Could you put it on eBay and make a little more? Yes, but you're going to be paying for that shipping. And if you're on direct, you don't have to pay for the shipping. So many permutations of things, of ways that you could be making more, losing more, breaking even, da 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 da. But as I said in the opening, and you're going to hear from many different sellers and creators, is just list. It's more important that you list and sell than the paralysis analysis or analysis paralysis of wondering where the right place is. So this is excellent. So we're going to get our initial investment back here. So in 2 weeks, we're going to get that, maybe a little less at this point, pay off that paying for, open up another one. In the meantime, we got 2 more weeks of cards that are going to sell, both on direct, both on wherever else. We're going to check the direct tab here just to show that off. We do have one more direct. We marked it as shipped, but we have one more we got to pack over the weekend. As you can see, this last one populated on July 29th. So that's just about a week ago. 700 cards in a week for another $600. It's the power of direct. And that's where, if we have this constant $300, $400, $500 every week coming in from all the bulk and all the onesie twosies, the $3 cards, the $2 cards, even the bulk rares, I should probably save the bulk rares for eBay or bulk lots of stuff. But if I throw a dollar card on there and it's 50 cents, all these things add up. And there's plenty of $1, $2, $3 cards left. And that's that. I like this model a lot. There will be a time where we switch it up a little bit and do something else, but this just, it works for me. It does take more time, but you know, I don't have to fight people for collections. There's a lot of cards that are going down right now in Pokemon and, you know, Pal World and all this crazy stuff. You guys can have fun. I'm going to be over here opening a crazy amount of stuff and then pick my battles with that over there. So excellent over here. I want to go to the order tab. We're going to have to blur out some of the names, but I want to filter. Let's filter Magic the Gathering. And we're going to do Commander. So like of all the Marvel cards, most of it is Commander, Marvel Commander, Marvel Superheroes. And these, now there are some of these orders that have other cards with them, but TcgPlayer purchase. This is a TcgPlayer purchase. So these, if you have direct, these are when like if a reimbursement invoice is missing cards and they'll buy it from you. $129 order from TcgPlayer for cards that they just need for other things that they didn't make it. And all of these orders, I mean, obviously there's a lot because the total, but most of these is all just Marvel Commander cards. So $100, $14, $12, $10. There's a bunch here, 62, 17, 10. And this was all in like the last day. I want to go back over to the payments tab again because 1,680 total orders within the last 2 weeks just for direct. I know direct's not for everybody. I'm not saying you should do direct. I do have another video if you want to check that out about me talking about it. But you know, it's hard to turn down this kind of velocity sometimes, at least for me. So solid week for TcgPlayer. We're gonna, you know, next week's probably gonna be a little dip because I don't have any openings that are set up for this weekend. But we're gonna order another one for the following weekend. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be more Jumpstart, probably the regular Jumpstart, and possibly more Marvel. It depends on what I can get. I even thought about doing like, you know, one that's not as profitable, like Secrets of Strixhaven, more of that, or some. I have never opened any Lorwyn because, especially when you're doing Mox Alpha or any other EV calculators, a lot of them sift at a 25-cent floor. So when you open these things and it gives you the EV, and after the EV and the fees and your cost, you're breaking even, you're still making money because it's not taking into account any cards under 25 cents, which most of the time there's like half of what you sell is those cards. So there's still a room to make $100, $200 and then ways to dress it up. Same old song and dance. I love this. This is like my bread and butter. And this is, I want to keep building and building and building a better foundation. And, you know, if other people out there grow faster or harder and whatever, that's cool. I'm happy for them, but I want to have an unshakable foundation to build upon to do other stuff. So if it takes me some extra time to get there, we're going to do it. So let me know how your TcgPlayer stores have been doing, especially with the summer going on. The Direct has easily been has easily been keeping me in the game when it comes to the slowness of the orders and whatnot. So I'd love to hear how you guys have been doing. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. If you have any other questions about Direct, we do have a Discord, so feel free to join that. The link is in the description. Make sure you check out anything else there. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.